So basically, no. Instagram is about to take away everyone's likes simply because this. Simply because they don't want you to go off on the side and being able to say, I get this amount of likes and charging brands. They want you to have to pay them. See, if you pay them, then that's why we have all these sponsored Instagram posts. And that's why we changed up not having Instagram posts in chronological order.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Nicki, and you're tuned in to, say it with me, say it for me. You're tuned in to Nicki at Night. Okay, and tonight we're going to be talking about Nicki Minaj expressing her feelings on Instagram, taking away the like feature on Instagram. As you guys know, likes is a big deal. There are a lot of people who are able to get brand deals off of having likes. The more engagement you have on your social media, the more popping you appear, the more brands want to come and, do sponsorships with you because they feel like, hey, this person has a lot of engagement. This person has a lot of likes on their video or their picture or their, whatever. So that means if I, pay them and they wear my merch or they wear my product, that the people who are watching them are going to purchase my product X, Y, and Z. If you take away the likes, which gauge the engagement, although you can still tell, the person themselves can still tell, I think that it would negatively I think it would negatively affect the business or the likes overall. Even though the person themselves, they can tell who liked it, I feel like eventually, or, because people do it out of habit right now, but I feel like eventually it'll be a point to like, what am I liking it for? You can't tell or not. Like, you can't even, we can't even see the likes, blah, blah. Like, it'll be redundant after a while, and that will affect companies. Or I give credit when credit is due. And I agree with her on her analogy of this. And I'm going to play it for you right now.
So basically, no. Instagram is about to take away everyone's likes simply because this. Simply because they don't want you to go off on the side, forming all sorts of businesses and being able to say, I get this amount of likes and charging brands. They want you to have to pay them. See, if you pay them, then that's why we have all these sponsored Instagram posts. And that's why we changed up not having Instagram posts in chronological order. Remember they did that first? So they had to shuffle it real quick to let you know you ain't the boss. And now that is why. So you guys that build your businesses by saying, hey, this is the amount of likes I get. Now those companies will have to go, instead of going to you, and they will have to go and pay Instagram so they can have a post that says sponsored. They can have advertisement, and they're paying for that now, instead of to you, to Instagram. And so we have to start looking at, as a community, thank you, Kels, because this is some real ass shit. We have to start looking at what we do as a community and think about, ultimately, whose pocket is this money finna go into? Now, and is Instagram wrong for that? They're thinking to themselves, oh, well, I'm giving you bitches all of this access on my shit and y'all ain't gotta pay a dime and y'all could just make yourselves famous and the record labels don't have all the power anymore and this one don't got all the power and that one don't got all the power. And so when you take away a person who is just ambitious and who wants to create their own businesses, to me that would be like going in the neighborhood and telling all the mom and pop shops that they can't set up shop. I mean, so should mom and pops shops, you know what I mean? It's no different. It's like the government taxing, like, okay, boom, y'all, you getting all this money. We want half of it. You ain't gonna be getting rich on my watch. You influencers ain't gonna be making money on my watch and not giving me a percentage. That's what all of these things are. Record companies, streaming services, all of them. They're all in cahoots together and they get the biggest chunk of our money. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation because y'all too busy still thinking rappers are rich. And that people y'all don't know aren't rich. Drop a bomb on that one. Shekinah says, but IG already makes a lot of money anyway. But that's the thing. What do everybody that have a lot of money, what do they do all day? Try to get more. Only in our culture do we get a dime and be happy with it and go to the corner store and get 5 cents worth of candy and $1 and a penny dollar candy and be good with 4 pennies in our pockets and then go and borrow some jewelry and act like we own it. These people will not stop figuring out ways how to get richer. They don't be satisfied with being rich, and that's the problem. We be satisfied with being rich. They don't. So that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying it's like taking away the little, you know, whatever it is from the mom and pop shops on the block. But let's see. If it's for self-esteem, whose self-esteem? Do not say something is for self-esteem when it's for pocketing more money. Do not use those terms. So you guys, just remember, ask questions. I just want some answers to my questions. Don't you?
Okay, so as you can see, you hear her thoughts on it. I want to know what you guys think about it. What do you guys think about them taking away the like feature? Again, you see it promoted, like she mentioned, the whole sponsored video things. If you don't have Instagram, you probably didn't understand what she's saying. But pretty much, basically, on Instagram, they have brands who they'll pay Instagram to sponsor a post. So you can get a post sponsored and you pay them money and that post will be pushed out a little bit more or whatever. So basically what she's saying is they're eliminating the need for brands to come to you because now instead of them knowing or being able to engage or once the whole liking becomes redundant, then they're going to line the pockets of Instagram and so on and so forth. So I want to know what you guys think about that. Let me know down below. Cardi B also decided to come forward and speak on this whole issue of Instagram now wanting to take away the like feature and give her thoughts on it. Here is what Cardi B had to say about it.
Hey guys, so I look real fucked up right now. I look like a chopped cheese sandwich, but I really wanted to make this video because, you know, there's something that we could debate about, but it's like, it's just my opinion, so I really don't feel like I want to debate about it anyways. But, it's like a big ruckus right now that the likes on Instagram are getting taken away. And it's like, this is my opinion on it, right? So from the beginning of Instagram, we had likes. And I feel like in the beginning of Instagram, everything was just so fun. People wanted to post their pictures, get likes. It was just a place where you could see pictures, and then it started to become videos. Where I think that Instagram got a little nasty and it just took a weird turn was when people started to like the comments, when they were allowed to like comments or to reply back to somebody's comments. That's when I feel like people started like to saying nasty things out of hand. Like people will post news about, I don't know, something fucked up going up in another country, and somebody would just say something so vile because they want a reaction, they want to have comments back. There's some people that don't have a life, so the only way that they can interact is arguing back with the people that's saying, oh, you're messed up for saying this, you're messed up for saying that. I see a lot of people dedicate their time into saying the most craziest, absurd shit on comments just for likes and comment backs. And I feel like that's what's messing up Instagram, and that's what's distracting people. And I feel like it also made people like not have a voice, not have an opinion. Like sometimes there could be a topic, and if the comments is favoring to something, I feel like people are gonna feel bad when they have their own judgment or they have their own thinking, but it's not going with what the comments are saying. So if anything is affecting Instagram right now, I really feel is the way that the comments have been done or have been changing these past few years, because I feel like people been saying the most weirdest shit, been starting the craziest arguments, been starting to race bait, all because of comments, because they want to get to the top, they want to get the most reactions, and that's what I feel. The comments affect more than the likes. Well, talk to you guys later.
Okay, so as you can see, that is what Cardi felt about it. And I mean, I agree with her too. People are trying to get a reaction on certain things. I think overall it's something to consider. I think Nicki Minaj made very good points, and I think Cardi B also made very good points in this situation. So I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think that the problem is? Do you think the problem, because according to Instagram, they want to like depressurize people feeling like they need to be validated by likes. So Nicki Minaj made the argument that that's false. They only want to line their pockets, and they want you guys to put money into their sponsored videos, etc., etc. And Cardi B feels like when it comes to the comments, because you can like comments as well, so you can get the most likes on a comment. I don't think that they're taking away the likes on the comment, but Cardi B's angle of Instagram was some people are saying, you know, the most ridiculous stuff just to get a reaction and to get people to reply to them, because that brings their comment to the top. So both of them made, you know, valid points or whatever. So I want to know what you guys think about it. And we should start our own platforms, you know, platforms that we can excel in, that don't censor us. You have Facebook, who large amount of us, we have Facebook, and on Facebook, they censor you if you say anything about, you know, blackness, being woke. They censor a lot of things. I mean, hell, they even censored the eggplant and the peach emoji to where you can't even use that on Facebook. There's a lot of censorship, and more so there's censorship in black when it comes to black, because, you know, it's just crazy. There was even, I believe there was like a politician or something who kind of went at Mark Zuckerberg. And when they were grilling Mark Zuckerberg, they were going at him for a number of things regarding like the black community, how politicians can basically make up fake ads and they can promote them on Facebook, and that's okay with them, misleading, you know, and targeting black voters, black people, promoting false ads. There was politicians going at him left and right. I have to kind of alter a part of the video so that they don't flag me, but we definitely have to be aware of the changes in social media, what is being done in social media, how we're being targeted in social media, and, you know, the climate overall. So I want to play these clips for you guys if you guys did not know about them and not know what's going on in this whole thing. I have to alter it a little bit, but y'all will get the gist of it.
You announced recently that the official policy of Facebook now allows politicians to pay to spread disinformation in 2020 elections and in the future. So I just want to know how far I can push this in the next year. Under your policy, you know, using census data as well, could I pay to target predominantly Black zip codes and advertise them the incorrect election date?
No, Congresswoman, you couldn't. We have, even for these policies around the newsworthiness of content that politicians say, and the general principle that I believe that...
But you said you're not going to fact check my ads.
We have, if anyone, including a politician, is saying things that can cause, that is calling for violence or could risk imminent physical harm or voter or census suppression when we roll out the census suppression policy, we will take that content down.
So you will, there is some threshold where you will fact check political advertisements. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, Congresswoman, yes, for specific things like that, where there's imminent risk of harm.
Could I run ads targeting Republicans in primaries saying that they voted for the Green New Deal?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Would I be able to run advertisements on Facebook targeting Republicans in primaries saying that they voted for the Green New Deal? I mean, if you're not fact-checking political advertisements, I'm just trying to understand the bounds here. What's fair game?
I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I think
so. You don't know if I'll be able to do that.
I think probably.
Do you see a potential problem here with a complete lack of fact-checking on political advertisements?
Well, Congresswoman, I think lying is bad, and I think if you were to run an ad that had a lie, that would be bad. That's different from it being, in our position, the right thing to do to prevent your constituents or people in an election from seeing that you had lied.
So you won't take down lies, or you will take down lies? I think it's just a pretty simple yes or no.
Congresswoman, I'm
not talking about spin. I'm talking about actual
yes, in most cases, in a democracy, okay. I believe that people should be able to see for themselves what politicians that they may or may not vote for
so
are
you
saying,
won't take
judge
them
their
down.
Character for themselves.
So you won't take. You may flag that it's wrong, but you won't take it down.
Congresswoman, it depends on the context that it shows up. Organic post. Ads,
right.
The treatment is a little
One
bit
question.
Okay, so that's just a small portion of her grilling Mark Zuckerberg about what he allows on Facebook, how detrimental it is. I only put a small excerpt in there, but basically what she was trying to get to is the fact that it's dangerous that they let people post certain ads if they're paid. Like, they can pay Facebook to promote an ad and it could be a lie, and how they don't fact check. So she was trying to understand, like, so are you going to fact check or are you not going to fact check? And basically in the end, as you see, when he was talking, pretty much he was like, well, you know, people can see that it's bad or whatever. Like, basically, he's not going to take it down, and it's really no accountability, and there can be a lot of misinformation that is going on, and Black people could be targeted. Certain people could be targeted in certain ads and certain things that is spread across social media. There was also another woman who grilled him as well on basically the civil rights aspect and, you know, how many Black users are on Facebook, etc. Here is that. And I hope they don't flag my video, but I want y'all to know what's going on.
Or using zip codes and to eliminate people from getting information. Now, have you read the report that Laura Murphy sent to you? You've talked a lot about diversity, and you introduced her name about this great study in her work. Have you read it? Do you know what the recommendations were? Do you know when she issued the report? Yes or no?
I've seen the report.
Okay, tell me what the top 3 things were, because I have it right here. What were the top 3 things in her report? Somebody talked about lying in this committee. I'm only saying.
Well, one of them was around housing ads, which we've talked about. The other was around setting up a civil rights task force.
And who's on the Civil Rights Task Force?
Sheryl Sandberg is the person she's
What's civil rights? Okay, we know Cheryl's not really civil rights, so I'm trying to help you here. She's your COO, and I don't think there's anything, and I know Cheryl well, about or using zip codes and to eliminate about civil rights in her background. So come better than that for me, if we're gonna talk civil rights.
It's an internal task force.
Do you know who the firm that you employ for civil rights is?
Congressman, I don't know.
How could you not know when you have employed the most historical, the largest civil rights firm to deal with issues that are major? And this is what's so frustrating to me. It's almost like you think this is a joke when you have ruined the lives of many people, discriminated against them. Do you know what percentage of African Americans are on Facebook in comparison to majority folks? Do you know what the percentages are?
People using the Facebook?
Yes. Do you know what the percentages are for African Americans?
I don't, because we don't collect the races of people.
Well, it came out in a report and in the Pew Research Center that was sent to you about civil rights in her background. So come better than that for her. You just don't read a lot of things that deal with civil rights or African Americans. I have a lot of questions I'm going to send to you that I'm not going to be able to get through, and I would like an answer because this is appalling and disgusting to me, and I yield back.
We should be paying attention to these things. We should be aware of what's happening, the climate of social media, the censorship, who's getting richer, how it's affecting our communities. We should be paying attention to those things, and hell, we should come up with our platforms that excel for us. But let me know what you think down below. Let's talk about it right now. All right, guys, that's all for this video. Stay tuned for more celebrity news and gossip. But in order to do that, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button right now. And let's talk down below. All right, guys.